So today is June the 22nd, 2018, and we are sitting at the Red Pill Expo in Spokane, Washington, and I'm talking to Mr. Bob Smilie, who is the Fully Informed Jury Association state contact for the state of Texas. And Bob, how are you enjoying the Red Pill Expo so far?
I'm loving it. Really, first of all, I'm out here to help bring awareness to Schaefer Cox and his illegal incarceration in a communications management unit in Terre Haute, Indiana. But for a side dish, I decided to go ahead and start talking about the Fully Informed Jury Association's wonderful powers to nullify this government. A lot of these speakers in this convention center are talking about how messed up our government is today. And I'm also out here to teach people, to give them a remedy. And that's to say two very powerful words from the jury box: not guilty. It just takes one person to toss out everything that the government is trying to do. One person, it could be you.
For that trial, in that courtroom, for that defendant, the jury can actually nullify the law that he is being prosecuted under without taking the law off the books. And so they're not being judges and they're not being legislators. They're just being American people who can nullify, through the rights and duties of a jury, they can nullify the misuse of law or the bad use of a bad law. So that's kind of what's behind what you're doing, right?
That's correct. Thomas Jefferson said that trial by jury is an anchor for our Constitution. The most mentioned violated right in the Declaration of Independence is trial by jury. Mm-hmm. The colonists were tired of what was going on with King George III. Mm-hmm. He was a tyrant. So the Constitution Bill of Rights, the most mentioned right in there is trial by jury. They wanted us to have a check on our government. It's the last peaceful defense against a tyrannical government. Listen, you, if you're a fully informed juror, is not going to fall for what the judiciary is trying to do. One of the things they're trying to do is get a conviction. And that's the reason we've got 2.3 million prisoners in the United States. Down in Texas, we have 120 penitentiaries, and now they're building even more. So what I'm trying to do is stop this tyranny and informing people. I want at least one person on every jury that will say not guilty and save that person's life from a misapplication of a law, a bad law, an unconstitutional law, a judge or a DA that wants to get reelected. We have such a crooked government today, it's wickedness, and we can actually set some things straight and save some lives. One of the things I like to tell people I'm doing is that I'm in the business of making superheroes. One person saving a life.
Well, when you speak about the duty of a juror and his right to execute his own, the impulses from his own conscience and nullify a law in a courtroom trial, you're talking about helping people who are charged with victimless crimes that by definition really shouldn't even be a crime.
That's right.
Such as marijuana smoking.
Yes, sir.
The government asserts ownership rights over your body when the government claims that it can regulate what you choose to put in your body or not.
Yes.
So a jury, a fully informed jury, knows that they can just tell the judge, not guilty, Your Honor, and there's nothing that any court can do about that. They just have to let the guy go. But if it's somebody who has created a victim by a vicious crime against humanity, such as rape or robbery or murder or theft, whatever, then there's a victim, then the jury doesn't necessarily have to acquit the guy just to prove a case against the government. The jury has an obligation to see that justice is done.
That's correct.
Right? But what we're talking about is when the government has overreached its authority and the innocent American citizen who would be presumed innocent as long as if the courts were operating on malum in se basis instead of malum prohibitum basis, right? So this is all really good to talk about, and this is kind of a brief video because we're in a very busy convention center. There are a lot of people here to see this Red Pill Expo, and I am totally pleased to get to meet you, Bob.
Thank you.
And hear about the work you're doing for Schaefer Cox and for the Fully Informed Jury Association in the state of Texas. Anything that you would like to just say off the top of your head, a message for the folks out there?
Absolutely. I want to give you a quote from Harlan Stone, a Supreme Court Justice in 1941. He said, the law is on trial quite as well as a cause to be decided. Listen, our legislators and our U.S. Congress, all they do is pass more laws. We even got bureaucracies putting out their own laws, if that's what they call them. But so what we need to do is we need to get fully informed as jurors. How do we do that? I want you to go visit the website FIJA.org. That stands for the Fully Informed Jury Association. I want you to educate yourself. Teach your children, teach your friends. And when you hear somebody that says, I don't want to go serve on a jury, that's a waste of time, you can correct them and show them how powerful they are, that they can actually save a life with 2 words, not guilty.
Yes, sir. What we'll do, Bob, is put the link to FIJA, the Fully Informed Jury Association.org, in the text box under this video. And I want to thank you for taking time to talk with the Mental Militia about what you're doing and what your interest and what you are trying to do as a responsible American citizen.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.